everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this gorgeous Clear Skies shawl. This is a wonderful shawl. You could wear it year-round. We're going to be making this in like some sock weight yarn. And this is great for the warmer months if you need a little something around your shoulders, or as like a lightweight piece when it's a little bit chillier outside as well. Now the finished shawl measures about 11 inches wide and 54 inches long. However, we're going to be talking about the multiples later and learn how to change the width of this if you want this to be wider or narrow, make it a scarf perhaps. And working more or less rows will change the length of it. Now this is made with very simple stitches. We're going to go through it every step of the way. I'm going to show you how to do the entire thing. And the written pattern can be found on the blog when the link is below. Also, you can get an ad-free PDF of this in my Etsy shop, and the links will be found below as well. Or you can join our Fiberflux Gold Pattern Club and get this and other patterns as I release them as well in our Patreon group. So we're going to get started and learn how to crochet this gorgeous shawl. For this project, you'll need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle. A tape measure is super helpful if you need to change the width or the length of your shawl. We're going to talk about sizing in just a bit. You'll need a 5mm H crochet hook. This is my Furls Odyssey in the peach. I'll put the link down below and a coupon code if you'd like to get one for yourself as well. And then you're going to need, I'm going to slide all this out of the way. You'll need 800 yards of a fingering weight yarn. Now that is a fine yarn, as you can see here. The yarn that I'll be using is called Uru yarn. It's a knit crate yarn. And this colorway is called Blueberry. It's kind of aqua, and it has like magenta and blue flecks through it, and a little bit of very fine silvery thread through it. And again, I have two skeins here. Each of my skeins is 399 yards, so roughly 800 yards of a fingering weight yarn. And I'll put the link down below for Knit Crate. You can kind of check out their yarns as well if you would like to see them. And that's all you'll need for this. It's a very simple shawl, nice easy stitches, and some beautiful yarn. So let's get started. Okay, we have our yarn and our hook, and we're ready to go. So leave yourself a little tail, and we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind the loop. Reach in with your hook, bring up that loop, and tighten. Next, we're going to do a starting chain of 61. So our shawl has a multiple for our starting chain of 4 plus 1. So if you need to change the width, if you don't like the 61 chains, if you're not happy with that width and you need something narrower, maybe if you want a scarf or a narrower shawl or something very wide, just know it's a multiple of 4 plus 1. Now all that means is when you're doing your starting chain, just count in groups of 4, go 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 and so forth, and then add one more chain onto that. So we're going to begin by working a starting chain of 61. To make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61. So here is our starting chain, and it'll give you a rough idea of the width. And again, if you need to change it, it's a multiple of 4 plus 1, okay? So our pattern has two rows, rows 1 and 2. Row 2 is the row you repeat for the entire pattern, okay? So it's super easy. So let's get started on row 1 to kind of give us that foundation, and then we'll move on to row 2, and that's the row that you'll repeat. So what we're going to do is work 3 double crochets in the 5th chain from the hook. So this loop here does not count. That's already on our hook, and I'm just going to come in a little bit more with my lens there. Okay, so this loop here does not count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in that 5th chain from the hook, again, we're going to work 3 double crochets. To work a double crochet, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into that chain that we counted, bring up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. So that's one of our double crochets. Then we're going to work a second one, all in that same chain. And then a third double crochet, all in that same chain. just like that. Then what we're going to do is skip 3 chains. So just make sure as you're working that your chains, if they get, see mine are kind of like wanting to bend this way, just make sure that they're all kind of facing you as you work. So then we're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, we're going to work a single crochet. Okay, so insert the hook into that chain, bring up a loop, now wrap yarn around hook and bring it through both loops. Next, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then in that same chain that we worked that single crochet, we're going to work 3 double crochets. So in that same chain, work 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. Just like that. So we're going to start getting these sort of like points here, okay? We're going to get them all across the row. Okay, then we're just going to repeat the same sequence all the way across until we have just 4 chains left at the end of the row, okay? So if you want to skip ahead, that's fine, but we're going to work through this whole row together if you want to see it as well. Okay, so what we want to do is skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, we're going to work a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in that same chain we work the single crochet, work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now let's pick up the pace a little bit. We're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, in the chain after that, work a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the same chain 3 double crochet. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. Okay, we're starting to get some nice little points across here. Then we're going to go back down here and we're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. In the chain after that, work a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet in that same chain. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. Okay, skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, work a single crochet in the chain after that, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet in the same chain. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. All right, next, skip 3 chains. You might need to like turn your chain a little bit if you need to. 1, 2, 3. In the chain after that, work a single crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet in that same chain that you worked your single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work your 3 double crochets into that same chain. Again, if you want to skip ahead, if you feel like you've gotten the hang of it, that's 1 double crochet. You can certainly skip ahead to the end of the row. 2 double crochet and 3 double crochet. All right, skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the chain after that, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochet in the same chain, 1, 2, and 3. Skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, work a single crochet in the chain after that, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet in the same chain, 1, 2, and 3. We have some nice points going across and some nice checks. You're making some wonderful progress here. Okay, skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into that next chain that you come to. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet in the same chain. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet into that same chain. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're getting there. Not too much longer to go here at the end of our chain. Remember, we're going to work until we have 4 chains left. So now we're going to skip 3 chains, and in the chain after that, work a single crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and work a 3 double crochet, excuse me, in that same chain. We're just doing the same thing all the way across. 1, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. Skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work a single crochet. Single crochet, then chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then work 4 double crochet in the same chain. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So we have just 4 chains left. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and in that last chain, that very last chain, the 4th chain, just work a double crochet into that chain to finish off your row. Just like that. Okay, here we are. It looks beautiful. Let's move on to row 2. Now, like I mentioned before, row 2 is the row that you repeat for the rest of your pattern. So once you get the hang of this row, you can just keep on going. All right. For row 2, what we're going to do is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to turn our work. We're going to get this tail out of the way. We'll deal with that later. Then what we're going to do is we're going to work 3 double crochets into the first chain from the turning chain that you just worked, okay? So you'll see that right here at the base, okay? Because remember we worked a chain 4, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to work 3 double crochets right in the base there. So 1, 2, and 3. Just like that, okay? Then what we're going to do is work a single crochet into the first chain 3 space from the previous row. I'm reading this right off the written pattern off to the side here, so the link down below to the written pattern can be found below, but I'm kind of reading it as it's written so that we can follow along, okay? So anyway, what we're going to do is work a single crochet into that first chain 3 space. So you're going to have to kind of look for that first peak there and then kind of go over it, and that is where that chain 3 space is off to the side here. So see, here's your peak, and then around and right there, okay? So go right into that chain 3 space, insert your hook, bring up a loop, and work a single crochet. So wrap the yarn around the hook and just bring it through both loops, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in that same chain 3 space here, you might want to turn a little bit, work 3 double crochets right into that chain 3 space. So 1, 2, and 3, just like that. So they're going to start to sort of like fit in together, almost like a puzzle. Okay? So then what we're going to do is just repeat this sequence all the way across for each one of these points that you see. Okay? So hop over to this next point. We're going to go into that chain 3 space here and work a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets in that same chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. Go over to your next little point that you see and work a single crochet in that chain 3 space. Remember, it's just over that hump there, okay? Chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochets into that chain 3 space. So that's 1, 2, and whoops, I missed a loop there, and 3. Okay, go over to that next little peak, just go right over it, and there's your chain 3 space. Work your single crochet into that chain 3 space, chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets into that chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3. Now go to that next chain 3 space, work a single crochet, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochet into that same space. 1, 2, whoops, let's redo that one. If you ever have a stitch that falls down or doesn't look right, just redo it, okay? No worries. And our 3rd double crochet. Hop to the next chain 3 space, work a single crochet, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet into the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Hop over to the next chain 3 space, work a single crochet in there, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet into the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. I just wanted to point out these speckles are starting to display so beautifully. They're not competing with the stitches. They're real subtle, but they are really fun to look at. Okay, moving right along, go into the next chain 3 space, work your single crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet also into that chain 3 space as well. That was 1, this is 2, and 3. Go to the next chain 3 space, work a single crochet, chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet. There's a lot of groups of 3s in this pattern, so it's easy to remember. And this is the 3rd double crochet. All right, so go over to that next chain 3 space, work a single crochet, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet into that chain 3 space. So 1, whoops, I missed my loop. That was 2 and 3. We are making progress. We're almost there. Go into the next chain 3 space, work a single crochet, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochet into that chain 3 space. So 1, 2, and 3. Go to the next chain 3 space, work a single crochet, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet into that chain 3 space. So 1, 2, and 3. Go to the next chain 3 space, work a single crochet, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochet in that chain 3 space. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. Okay, here we are at the end of the row. So all you're going to do to finish off the row, you see this little group of 3 double crochets here, and then on the side we have our turning chain. What you're going to do is locate the topmost turning chain, which is right here, and we're just going to work a single crochet into that topmost turning chain. Just like that to finish off the row. So let's zoom out just a little bit, and we're going to lay out our work here because we have made some lovely progress in just a short amount of time. So you can see sort of we're starting to get these little points that, remember, we'll be working into those chain 3 spaces as we work each row, okay? Now see how it arcs a little bit? It will straighten out as we begin to work more and more rows. It'll kind of straighten out. Okay, so what you're going to do now is just keep repeating row 2 over and over and over again until your shawl is as long as you would like it to be. I'm going to keep working my row 2s, and when we get back, we're going to wrap it up and weave in some ends, and you can see everything all stitched up. All right, we're just working the last stitch of our last row here, and then we're just going to join our blocks here at the end with a slip stitch, same thing we've been doing. And now our beautiful shawl is complete. So let's go ahead and we're going to cut the yarn to fasten off. Wrap the yarn around the hook, pull it through the loop, and just snug that down. And so depending on how many balls of yarn you used, you'll have a couple of tails probably. So what we're going to do is just grab our tapestry needle. And I just have to say this yarn just played out so beautifully. And it's really a nice weight shawl too for any time of year really. So we're going to thread our tapestry needle, and this is reversible as you can see. So we're going to just go in one direction here, try to go through the middle of those plies of the yarn because it is reversible. We don't want anything to show on either side. But we're using the same color yarn, so it will be very hidden. And we're just going to go in one direction, and then I like to come back in the other direction with my tail. And just kind of lock that tail into place. And then what we'll do is grab our scissors, give it a little snip, and then just sort of straighten all that out a little bit, okay? So repeat for the rest of your tails next. So all of our ends have been woven in and our shawl looks beautiful. So that is how you crochet the Clear Skies Shawl. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflex video updates. Thanks again.